Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be doing a video about NIO. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investor journey together. So today we're going to be doing a video about NIO. Kind of see where we're going to be going with NIO within the next couple of weeks. My price prediction for NIO, kind of heading into the summertime and by the end of the year. I just want everybody to know that everything I say in my videos is not financial advice. It is just my personal opinion and for educational purposes only. So that being said, let's get started with the video. So taking a look at NIO, boy, it was a brutal day on Friday. Everything was just absolutely tanking. We take a look here. NIO started the day off at $17.83, managed to go all the way down to around $15.73, I think was the low for the intraday, and then kind of slowly coming back up midday into the after hours. A lot of people kind of wondering, what happened? Well, like I said, guys, NIO as a company fundamentally doing very, very well. Like I said, we had a huge rally in the beginning. That's because NIO actually did manage to list on the Singapore Stock Exchange, which is just absolutely huge. Yes, it does not have as much volume when it comes to trading as it does the New York Stock Exchange. We know that NIO is also listed on Hong Kong, but now being listed on Singapore. The reason why I think this is a huge step for NIO in the right direction is just because, a lot of people have been talking about delisting fears with NIO stock. A lot of people, that's kind of the biggest reason, in my personal opinion, why a lot of Chinese stocks actually don't do that well compared to their counterparts. Like I said, we have a lot of American companies, like Rivian and Lucid Motors that are doing very, very well, but NIO is unfortunately doing better, but the stock price does not reflect. Like I said, a lot of people are finding it's kind of scary to invest in Chinese assets. We know that, the US and China are still in talks right now, guys, about getting to the bottom of this whole auditing guidelines thing, but it really does hold back stocks like NIO. But for me, still bullish on the long term. Like I said, guys, it's been a brutal last 6, 7, 8 months. We take a look at the 1-year chart, we're down 51%. Taking a look at the 5-year chart, we see NIO had a high of $66 and now it's currently sitting at $16.59. I do think that NIO stock is very oversold. Like I said, the company is growing super rampant. The deliveries are continuing to go up. The company continues to expand. We see that they're dropping a new SUV, I believe, this month, and we also have the ET5 sedan coming at the end of the year, which is going to be absolutely game-changing for NIO. We know that NIO is also opening up NIO Park, which is also going to be a pretty major key here for NIO's manufacturing facilities. So, if NIO is doing so well, why is the company and the stock continuing to decline? Well, if you take a look at it from a bigger perspective, market sentiment right now, let's just say it's not in the greatest condition. We do know that, the market has not been doing well over the last 6, 7, 8 months. S&P 500, the Dow Jones, tech, everything is just absolutely getting hammered. It's tough in this current situation to see, what's a steal, what's a good buy. A lot of people, though, when NIO had its run up back in the day, a lot of people are like, I wish NIO was cheap again so I could buy, but this is everybody's opportunity to buy the dip. For me, I've continued to dollar cost average into NIO. I think the company is fundamentally sound. I think the company is doing very, very well. I've been on my investing journey for a long time now, guys, and I know it's hard to kind of look at the bigger picture when everything continues to sink. For me, like I said, I'm down well over $20,000, $30,000 in the stock market just because, everything decided to tank to like pre-COVID levels. There's not really much we can do outside of that. Like I said, market sentiment is not good right now, but from what I've seen and studied and researched over the thing, basically over the years, everything does manage to go back up if the company has solid fundamentals. This does not change a thing with NIO. It's not like I see every stock out there making all-time highs while NIO continues to sink. Everything right now is in the gutter. It's super important that we just take a look at it from the bigger perspective and look at the long-term vision. I think NIO is going to the absolute moon. I think this company is going to be doing a lot of great things. It already is doing a lot of great things. Like I said, we're dealing with so many macroeconomic factors that are driving the stock price down in the short term, but in the long term, I think NIO is still going to be a winner. We have the Russia-Ukraine war that's still going on, a chip shortage. We have COVID lockdowns in Shanghai, which obviously has affected NIO's production overall. But when we take a look at it from the bigger perspective, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Like I said, I think China plans on releasing or basically easing back on their lockdowns starting June 1st in Shanghai, which is going to be absolutely huge. Hopefully NIO can start ramping up its production a little bit more. We do know that, the Chinese economy, like the US economy, is hurting right now. So China actually just recently kind of pulled back on their crackdown when it comes to, their tech. I know they had a huge crackdown on tech in China, but slowly releasing it back up. This is going to definitely be good for the stock in the long term. Like I said, NIO is not just an EV company. It is also a tech company as well. And we do know that in general, tech has been getting absolutely hammered. But NIO, still in continuing producing cars. They're working around the chip shortage. They're working around a COVID lockdown. It is going to take time for the stock price to recover. I'm not a pumper. I'm not going to sit here and, say that NIO stock is going to hit $200 by the end of the week or the end of this year. But I still am bullish on NIO in the long term. I think the company is doing very, very well. I think the company is growing super, super rampant. Eventually, the stock price is going to catch up. I just don't see any stock doing fundamentally well right now. There's nothing we can do about that. But taking a look at it from the bigger perspective, if you guys are in it for the long term, NIO as a company fundamentally is doing very, very well. I know a lot of people out there, they're finding it hard. They want to sell, they're not complaining, but they're basically saying like, oh, my average is $40, my average is $50, my average is $36, and they really don't know what to do with the stock. Guys, I'm telling you guys right now, and like I said, it's not financial advice, but if you have any extra capital, now is the absolute perfect time to start dollar cost averaging back into NIO and back into other stocks. Eventually, the stock market is going to go up. I've seen the history of bear markets. Yes, they're tough. Yes, it's tough to see the vision when everything continues to sink. Like I said, for me, my investments, my portfolio was absolutely booming, and I did lose a lot of money, but I never sold out of anything. I'm still holding, and NIO is one of my largest positions that I'm actually holding because I still think that the company is going to do very, very well. I do think the company, if given the right circumstances, can still hit $40 to $50 by the end of this year. I know a lot of people are definitely saying, okay, that just doesn't seem possible. There has to be a lot of macroeconomic factor improvements for NIO stock to continue to climb up. Fundamentally, I'm not worried about NIO. NIO is doing very well. It's expanding. It's dropping its new vehicles. It continues to grow. It's listing on multiple exchanges. NIO as a company is doing fundamentally well, but market sentiment overall does need to get better before we start hitting those new highs for NIO. Like I said, I've been dollar cost averaging as much as I can into NIO because I do think that this company is going to be absolutely huge. I think the stock price is eventually going to catch up, and I think NIO is going to continue to do great things. Like I said, the company is growing, and I think what's really going to just be the cherry on top for NIO is if the US and China can finally come to an agreement when it comes to their overall crackdown and the US auditing guidelines. It's going to be absolutely huge. I know that they're currently in talks, so I'm praying that those talks come through successful and we see some progress on that note. But with that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. You guys let me know down in the comments section below, guys, what you think of NIO. Do you guys think NIO is a good buy at $16.59? If you guys own NIO stock, how many shares do you guys own and what's your average? I'm always very curious to know. With that being said, guys, thank you. Have a great day.